You want to change your life, you want to change the world, you want to get going on whatever your goals are in life, you want to feel better, you don't want anxiousness anymore, you want to be happy, you want to be excited for life. Start with mental and physical fortification. To me, that's step one. Mentally and physically fortify yourself. If you have great mental health and physical health, which coincide, and we'll talk about that in a second, they go hand in hand, then you can't help but not be happy, right? You can't help but be happy, I should say. If you take care of yourself, you can do whatever you want afterwards. You want to change the world, you start by changing yourself. So how do you mentally and physically fortify yourself? It's unrealistic to just throw everything to the wayside that you enjoy, to, throw out all the foods you enjoy, to stop doing things that you love. We're not asking you to do that. I'm not asking you to do that. But if you want to make a change, then first, with mental fortification, you have to realize something. You have to realize that your mind is very, very interconnected with your gut and your overall health and the food you eat. The food you eat, guys, is making you feel like shit. If you don't feel right, you aren't eating well enough or you're not moving enough. Movement is medicine, and you got to feed your gut, and you got to just eat whole foods from nature, okay? So before we talk about any foods or how much protein or what types of physical things you should do, try this. Week 1, only cook. Everything you eat, you cook. Don't even worry about what it should be good whole food, from nature. Nothing processed with added sugar, refined flours. Guess what? Do you have soybean oil in your house? Probably not, right? You can't even put that shit in your food if you tried, because you don't have it. Okay, so really step 1 is going grocery shopping and making sure that you get a bunch of unprocessed, real, whole food. Bring it home and cook. Cook for 1 week. See what happens. I guarantee you will feel a massive difference even just after 1 week of doing that. And we're not even talking about specific foods yet, right? And there are some fantastic foods like fatty fish, like salmon, wild caught salmon, right? As close to the source as possible. Get it wild caught, get it non-processed. As close to natural as possible. Pasture raised eggs. Those hens, they feed on worms, bugs, grubs, and their nutrition in their eggs reflects that. The fact that they eat naturally. You can't get around that. You cannot beat nature. Okay, and what it's going to do for your body. We come from nature. So if we feed ourselves a bunch of artificial processed shit that Western diet says is good for us, then it's just going to be terrible for your physical and mental health, right? And they go hand in hand. So we said feed your gut, right? Now feed your gut with probiotics and soluble fiber. So if you can't have fermented foods like kefir, kimchi, natto, miso, tempeh, sauerkraut, kombucha, don't even worry about it. Get a probiotic supplement, 50 to 100 billion CFU. All right, you get that, you have some bacteria, beneficial bacteria in your gut. Because so many people and patients that I see have gut dysbiosis. They have an imbalance from beneficial and harmful bacteria in the gut, right? And so get some beneficial bacteria in the gut. Feed the bacteria with soluble fiber, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, right? That's pretty much what we're thinking. Examples would be a pack of blueberries, a couple cups of spinach, right? Nuts and seeds, right? An avocado. Really all vegetables and fruits, leafy greens, right? Quinoa, stuff like that. Chia seeds are fantastic, right? So you want to feed the gut because the gut produces things that control your mood. They control your rates of muscle growth and your appetite and fat storage, metabolism, immune function. Stop it. Be good. All sorts of things, overly protective dog. So it's important to feed your gut, right? And it's important to just cook. So cook everything. Every week, I cook all my meals. I would have to really be going off the grid, or I would have to be out somewhere away where I could not possibly cook, and I would make do the best I could with what was around me. But I cook everything, guys, and I feel so good. Now, I know good foods to eat, right? But even if you made yourself, some stir fry, you don't know what's in it. You're like, all right, all this stuff tastes pretty good to me. At least it isn't processed, all right? At least it isn't processed. At least it's not full of soybean oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, all this shit that they cook it in at restaurants. You go to a restaurant and you think, I got this, it's healthy. You know what? Honestly, most of the time, they've damaged so much of the nutrition profile of that food. It's no longer as robust in nutrition as it might have been if they fried that salmon in some shitty oil, right? It made all the difference. And when you're gonna cook, typically cook things on low to medium heat, okay? So that you're denaturing the proteins, meaning you're making it so that you can break them down well, but at the same token, you're not destroying valuable nutrients in the food, all right? Just as a simple rule of thumb. And you're not altering any of the chemical composition of, say, the healthy fats, for example, and turning them into things like trans fats, which are obviously harmful for your heart and your entire body, okay? So we have that physical fortification. Physical fortification comes with movement, in simple, movement, okay? So if you don't work out, you don't do anything like that, that's okay. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but I love to physically fortify myself. I feel great. Every day, I feel unstoppable. I don't feel actually anything. I am unstoppable for anything that I want to do. That's a fact to me. That's a fact. The reason that's a fact is because I'm mentally and physically fortified. There isn't shit in this world that could stop me from anything I'm gonna do. There's no want. I'm just gonna do it. The reason I feel like that, genuinely, I know that in my heart, is because I've fortified myself and I've proven to myself that I'm capable of anything that I want to do. And of course, I fail sometimes. Everybody fails sometimes. Of course I fail, but what do? I sit there and cry about it? Do I sit there and whine? Of course not. I attack it until I crush it. And if I'm hitting a brick wall, I stop hitting it and I hit something else, right? So it is what it is, right? But there's no regret and there's no fear of what's coming in the future. If you feel unstoppable, you're gonna do great. You're gonna feel great. You have to feel great to feel like that, right? And I wanna share this with you, how I feel every day, okay? I do. And it starts with the nutrition and movement. And you don't have to abuse yourself with exercise. You don't have to go 6 or 7 days a week. You don't have to go nuts. You know, I've been working out 3 days a week, physically fortified, 3 days a week. I feel great. And that's also because I'm combining it with proper nutrition, right? And also meditation. Meditation comes in many fashions. For me, in the morning, I come outside and I ground. I put my feet in the ground, stimulate my parasympathetic nervous system after I finished my shower off cold, right? So I don't take a whole cold shower, I'll be honest with you, but I have it hot in the beginning. In the morning, I feel whatever, brush my teeth. End it cold, all right, kicks me in, bam. I drink my Super U while I'm grounding, and I listen to the birds. And I listen to the birds, and I listen to nature, and I don't think of anything else. There's no phone by me. I just look out, I meditate. And that helps me prepare for my day. Well, however you're going to prepare for your day, start doing it tomorrow. Start tomorrow morning. And get excited about it. Don't be worried about it. That's the key. You have to be excited. There's two types of people in this world. Something difficult comes at you, and you're worried about what could go wrong. Something difficult comes at you, and you're excited about how you can destroy it, how you can do amazing at it. You have to be well prepared to feel like that. You have to be well prepared. And every situation in life is unique. So if you're well prepared mentally and physically all the time in your peak condition and always getting better, most importantly, always happy and never satisfied, then whatever opportunity comes your way, you'll be able to seize it. You will be able to seize it. You don't take any time off, not in the sense of being stressed about anything. You're never stressed. You're never stressed. You're going to take care of anything in front of you because you're mentally and physically fortified. You're ready for anything that life throws at you. That's probably the only true thing about every situation in life is that they're all different. Just like chess, you know? There are more possible chess outcomes than there are atoms in the observable universe, by the way, if you guys were curious as to why I said that. Right? And it's by a lot. Yeah. So, like 30 to 40 powers of 10. Yeah, it's a lot. But, which is insane. But that's for another topic. So, mental and physical fortification, right? Now, if you're going to start your physical fortification, like we said, start walking. But as you eat better, that's going to physically fortify you too, right? You're having more protein. You're going to have more lean muscle mass. You're going to be burning fat. at a faster rate. Your resting metabolic rate will be higher. You'll feel fuller if you eat the protein first, so you're not going to feel the need to go for those snacks and carbs. Can you cook potato chips? If you cut up a potato, you go through the effort to chop a potato. Here's another thing. It's interesting. We'll talk about it. So it takes effort to eat like shit if you cook everything. So you chop up because you got to prepare it with all razzle and dazzle it. So if you just throw the salmon in the pan with the extra virgin olive oil and call it a day, that's an extremely healthy meal. You throw some spices on, it's delicious. Go ahead, pour some melted butter over it. That's fine. But cook everything, right? And if you sit there and you want to, okay, I want that snack, I want the potato chips, go chop up a bunch of potatoes. Okay, that's fine. They're from the wild. I don't prefer a lot of starchy vegetables personally, but okay, it's better than eating some processed crap or Lay's potato chips, right? Nothing against Lay's, potato chips, right? So, you put them in the oven and you put olive oil on them. Okay, at least you're eating whole potatoes with something like that. So we could talk about this forever, right? And we will talk about this a lot more because I'm going to drive you to improve your life. I try to do this. I'm going to do this, if you're on board, in a few ways over the course of the next year and however long, all right? Give you the tools to improve your nutrition. Give you the tools to improve your physical nature, your physical form. Give you the tools to improve your mental health. Give you the tools to improve your posture and your just general systemic functioning. And give you the tools to feel unstoppable. That's what I want for you. And anybody that doesn't want that for you, they're either not your friend or they just couldn't have that themselves. They don't feel like that. So they could never tell you to feel like that because they don't feel like that. It hurts them that they don't feel like that. So they can't tell you, you're unstoppable, you can do this, you can do anything, let's go. They can't tell you that because they feel like shit inside. When people insult you or they don't tell you could do something, they're talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves. They're just expressing what they feel. So I'm here to tell you that you can do it. And you know what? Don't go over to the Empire State Building and try to push it over. It's not going to happen. That's hitting the brick wall over and over with the fist. But guys, realistically in life, these things that we're concerned with, these things we think we can't do, these things you're afraid of doing, going asking some girl for a number, there's no repercussion, really. I mean, you're going to be on your death. Think of what you're going to think on your deathbed. You're going to look back at all that stuff, and you're never going to regret the things you did. Maybe a few, but it's a waste of time anyway. You're going to regret all the stuff you didn't do. I love talking to old people. I love to pick their brain, no matter what they do, because they have experienced so much more than me. And whether they're a janitor or a neuroscientist, I can always learn something from them. And you know what they all tell me in terms of regret? They regret the things they didn't do. Don't be afraid of anything. If you're somebody that plays chess also, here's an example of somebody moves a pawn, blah, blah, blah. You look at this whole situation, right? And you're worried about, they're going to take my pawn, I got to take their pawn, I'm going to have to do this if they do that. Maybe the pawn doesn't even matter. Fuck the pawn. What's the goal of the game? It's checkmate. What's the goal in your life? Hopefully, in some major part, it's to be happy. And if it's to be happy, it's to achieve everything you want to achieve for yourself and for the people you love. So if you want to do that, start by changing yourself. And how to start? Simple mental and physical fortification. And like I said, I think a good place to start, there are many places to start. You don't have to do exactly what I'm saying. I'm just trying to give you some ideas as to how to start here. Cook everything, all right? Try to eat your body weight in grams of protein. If you want me to throw more specific things out there, focus on a lot of healthy fats. Eat a lot of meat, okay? But make sure it's not processed meat. Because are you going to cook processed meat? Typically not. And you could throw some bacon in the pan. That's processed. It's not great, right? But, for the most part, if you start cooking, even if you're eating burgers, at least you're getting some good meat and a lot of nutrition, all the essential vitamins and minerals that it contains. And it's robust with amino acids. It has all the amino acids you need to get from nature. Instead of going out and you're getting, you're ordering a burrito. Burrito's not even like obviously fast food's like the worst thing, right? But you go out and you think, all right, like the burrito's okay, but like what oil were they cooking it in? Like, are you gonna really cook with some of the other stuff that they use to prepare it. You know, you wouldn't cook the French fries. You don't even have a fryer at home that it came with. You know, put yourself in a position to succeed. And if you want to succeed, you have to prove to yourself that you're unstoppable. We've talked about this before. There's no bullshitting yourself. At the end of the day, you're going to look yourself in the mirror and you have to be real with yourself. And you have to say, you know what? I didn't achieve everything today that I wanted to achieve. I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you have realistic goals too. And I hope you redefine realistic, most of all, to start. It's not here, it's here. It's here, right? And when you get here, you find there's a second hand that goes here. Prove it to yourself. Do something every day towards your goals. And it starts with your mind and body and overall health. So that's what I wanted to, try to instill in you guys today, to get you pumped about life, man, because I am pumped about life every day. Every day. And if you're not excited about something, if you're not excited about at least something every day, then something has to change. You have to change at least something. What are you alive for, right? And the single thing you could be excited for is just the fact that you're about to take off in life. You're about to take off because you're about to just embark on this journey of mental and physical fortification and improve yourself. And then you're going to be able to give love to whoever you want, knowledge to whoever you want. You acquire knowledge. You acquire physical force, right? Strength. And so if someone's in trouble, you can help them. You know, someone's picking on your sister, you could, whatever, you know, anything. You know, you always feel well capable in any situation. Change yourself for the better. That's it. Who do we got on here? What's up? We're all hopped up today, man. I mean, so not by coincidence. Kyle, what's up? Carlos, Jeremy, Con Life. You know what? Before I do this, I got to sing happy birthday to my cousin, who's a beast. So I hope this got you hopped up today. Man, dad, cousin, I love you, bro. This one's for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear my cool-ass cousin Michael. Happy birthday to you. So many more, man. I sang to you today because we're cousins and best friends and brothers, and you're the man. I hope you had an awesome day. Enjoy it with the family. All right. Say what's up to the lady for me, too. Who do we got on here? Who else we should say? Because we already started saying hi. C. Silva. It's Jeremy. He's always here. What's up, OG? Dave, what's up, brother? Be some nice. That's right. That's right. Never. Josh, what's up? Erica, Spherical. Joshy Joe, what's up? CB. Gigi, Meg, what's going on? Whale. Sarah, Ash, what's up, girl? How you doing, pretty lady? Vin Man. And a million. As for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have an awesome rest of your night. Thank you very much. Happy One Wellness. We'll see you later.